the bad shit he would have done, the mistakes he would have made, in a weird way, do you get what you deserve? Does karma come round and bite you and say, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to put you through some real shit and see who you are when you come out the other side? And the thing is, he's so far down the road of that, coming back from a leg break, that you almost can't give up now. He has to come back after this whatever injury he's got, possible ACL injury. He has to come back, because if he's come back from a breaking of the leg, you have to come back from an ACL. It's nothing in comparison. And I don't know, I feel like this moment shows the true beauty of life, the trueness of life. That even though the story's been written, that he's made this comeback, that there's this beautiful moment, life has gone, no, you're not done yet, but the story only builds bigger. Everyone's obviously disappointed if you paid for your pay-per-view and you think you're getting a great fight, you think this is a comeback, everyone's hyped, everyone's so excited. That's how big he is. And then it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen how you think it's going to happen, and that's life. Life is not perfect. Life doesn't work like that. You don't get what you deserve. Life is not fair. And this shows it, but it doesn't mean you can't get what you want. It just means it takes a little bit more hard work to get what you want. Thanks for watching. Just want to let you know, I also post this on Spotify if you want to give this a listen. You don't end up finishing the video. Check it out on there, give it a listen. And I also make the best bits from each video on YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, TikTok. So check the clips out. Link is in the description. But yeah, enjoy. So today we're going to talk about Conor McGregor. We're going to talk about the UFC that we just watched. And obviously everyone's disappointed. And it's wild to have seen what's happened. You know, all weekend I'm thinking, right, I know what video I'm filming Monday. I'm going to be talking about this McGregor fight and how it's turned out. About the battle that's just gone down. And then to find out, to watch and see the disappointment, it's crazy. And it's not part of the story that you expect. You know, I've been listening to all the interviews, listening to his mindset, how he's going into it, the hope that builds. You think, yeah, he's changed, yeah, the Mac is back. You cannot wait for this. What a matchup. What a first fight to come back for. Talk about balls. Talk about ego. And being able to come back and have this as your first fight back after 5 years. It's ridiculous. It's almost stupid. But if it works out, you're a genius. But obviously, that all crumbled 15 seconds into the fight. Well, 3 seconds into the fight, but you know what I mean? And as a fan, obviously you are disappointed. And there is no positive you can take as a fighter. But I do wonder what it's like being McGregor right now. I mean, you have everything. You have all the money, all the fame. You can buy anything. You can live any life that you want, except for this life of a fighter. You've gone through such a horrific injury of breaking your leg. Somehow, by some unknown way, you've come back and been able to fight again. We don't even know if it's to a good standard, but you presume it is if you're picking a fight with Max. And it almost seems like a miracle. I think people don't understand that. I mean, you snapped your leg in half. The amount of people that would just give up, you know, day-to-day people who don't live at that height, that level, would just give up. I mean, most of us overeat. Most of us don't train enough. Most of us don't do anything with our lives that's significant. Not saying you have to, but I'm saying most of us struggle to even do that. A lot of us want to do that, but don't end up getting there. This guy has reached the top twice, earned all by getting the double champ, by getting all the money, by getting the big fights, the big name, the big status, hitting the top, crumbling. We've all watched it in front of our eyes. The alcohol, the suspected drugs, the cheating allegations, the rape allegations. He's gone so far one way of being at the top to so far the other way, to literally crumbling in front of us, to then remaining, to then coming back and remaining in the middle and seeming balanced. Now you can't trust the words that he's saying. The proof is in the pudding. Whether he is back, whether he is what people would think is the old McGregor, which I don't think that's even possible, because it's a different person. I don't think the McGregor we see as a double champ, I don't think that is the true McGregor. I think the first Poirier fight is the true McGregor, the kind McGregor. I think you can see it. You can see it this time around in his interviews. He doesn't want to chat shit. He doesn't want to be this big, loud mouth. He doesn't want to be this extravagant guy. He does genuinely just want to fight. Because even though you've got the fame, even though you've got the money, there's always more that you want. There's always an itch that needs scratching. And the itch is you want to feel that love for something. Feel that passion for something. That thing that makes you feel alive. The true gift that's given to you. You want to feel that again. And I can understand that feeling, understand why he comes back. And that's when you understand that, you understand his tweet where he's saying he's in hell, because he absolutely is in his own hell, which most of us can't even fathom. Like I said, you've got all the money. You can do whatever you want. You've got a family. You've got love. You've got it all. Yet there's this one more thing that you want. And now he's claiming he's in hell. And he's been in hell. None of us can relate to that, because I don't think people realize what it feels like when, one, you achieve your dreams, one, when you've got money. Where do you go? You've done everything you set out to accomplish. And I think that is a much more difficult position to be in, because you've not got this hope. For us, for the normal, for the general people, you've got these goals, you've got these aims, you've got these things that you want. I want to be rich. I want to be successful in X, Y, and Z. Or I want to find love. I want to have a family. There's all these things that you could hope and you can desire for, that you can create this fantasy. And it's always a possibility. It's sort of your own fault. That's the only reason you've not got your dreams and goals. So you've got hope that I can be better, that I can do X, Y, Z to lead up to it. But what happens when you achieve all that? When you get everything you've ever dreamed of? What do you do? How do you motivate yourself? How do you give yourself a bit of a purpose? A bigger feeling? And I think people underestimate how difficult that must be. And at the age that he's at. And for it all just to crumble under one small little injury, a small thing. Like he said he'd come into it with no injuries, even though everyone's speculating, but obviously he knows. I don't see why you would lie about that. There is an opportunity for an excuse. Yeah, I felt something. But he's openly saying, listen, there was nothing wrong. It is just a fluke. And to be able to cope with that has got to be difficult. In a sense, especially him who now he believes in God, in a higher power, you've got to question, why is this happening to me? And I think a lot of us should be able to relate to this experience that he's going through, because we all get crap going on in our lives and you go, why me? The amount of times I hear people say, why me? And what people forget is it happens to everyone. And also, why not you? And this is what I see in life, that even though you've got these resilient people, to make it as a double champ, to make it to the fame and the money and the skill that McGregor has, and the stardom and the name, it takes pure determination. It takes a different kind of person to get where he is. It's not just, it's your 1% of your 1%. And even these people struggle with things. Even these people come across problems and roadblocks and hurdles that they still find difficult to get over. He's achieved things that most people would only dream of achieving. He's gone through hardship that people won't even come across in the full life. Yet there's another problem that still comes and you've got to overcome. And some people can look at that as life and struggle to cope with that factor, that it is relentless, that there is this constant battle that you've got to get over. That there isn't, in a sense, this sort of rest, this sort of peace of silence. I've achieved everything and I can sit in it and have it all. Because for some reason, deep down in these greats, in most of us, there is a wanting of more. I always want more. And that's okay, because in a sense, the world is developing your character. The world is here to be lived and to be experienced. You know, in a sense, there's no stopping. There's no, I've lived life. I'm done. You're done when you're dead. And I think this shows that, I mean, this almost kills the ego. This almost shuts it down, because even though you think you're someone that's great, even though you think you've done it all, you know what you're doing, life comes and says, listen, you've not got a fucking clue. Here, I'm going to show you. You thought I'd give you a test by breaking your leg and having you come back from that. You thought that was the test. Well done, you got through that one. But here's the true test. Can you do it again? And no, it's not as big as that in terms of physically. You know, breaking his leg compared to this one, completely different things. But this is another test. This is another hurdle to get over. And can you imagine if he comes back? Can you imagine if he comes back and wins? Everyone wrote him off this time. I mean, even me. There's no chance he's beating Max. In my head, there's no chance. I almost put a bet on it. I almost slapped some money because I said it's easy money, Max is going to win. But then I didn't, because there was a little bit of doubt of his character, of who he is, because you can't get to that point without being someone. Doubt me now. That's what voice I heard from him. Doubt me now. And I said, I am putting the money on, obviously. A little bit of regret on that one, but it's still not worth the risk because you've got such a special character. I mean, the ride he has been on, the bad shit he would have done, the mistakes he would have made, in a weird way, do you get what you deserve? Does karma come round and bite you and say, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to put you through some real shit and see who you are when you come out the other side? And the thing is, he's so far down the road of that, coming back from a leg break, that you almost can't give up now. He has to come back after this whatever injury he's got, possible ACL injury. He has to come back, because if he's come back from a breaking of the leg, you have to come back from an ACL. It's nothing in comparison. And I don't know, I feel like this moment shows the true beauty of life, the trueness of life. That even though the story's been written, that he's made this comeback, that there's this beautiful moment, life has gone, no, you're not done yet. But the story only builds bigger. Everyone's obviously disappointed if you paid for your pay-per-view and you think you're getting a great fight. You think this is a comeback. Everyone's hyped. Everyone's so excited. That's how big he is. And then it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen how you think it's going to happen, and that's life. Life is not perfect. Life doesn't work like that. You don't get what you deserve. Life is not fair. And this shows it, but it doesn't mean you can't get what you want. It just means it takes a little bit more hard work to get what you want. Even though he's in a position where he should have everything, there's that little thing that he wants that feeling again. And the thing is, it's not like he's lost. Now he's upset and his world's crumbled because he's lost and his dream's not come true again. It's the fact that all he said he wants to do is fight. And what's the one thing that's happened? He's not been able to fight, to even show anything. He's not even been able to show that he can lose, because it stopped that early. And you think it's devastating for you because you've had to pay 20 quid or you've got your subscription or whatever. Think about what it's like for him. And I think it was recorded as the highest gate. How is that possible that you've not fought for 5 years and you come back and you're the highest gate? Or whatever the number is, the amount of money that is brought in, 25 million. I think that's right. But think about, the thing is, the next time he fights, it's going to be even bigger. You're going to say, I don't want to watch. He's finished. He's done. He's not the same McGregor. But as the hype builds, as he speaks, as he comes back, you're going to watch. You're going to tune in, because this is the time. This is the time he's going to fight. You actually are going to see him fight. And will he be the same? He's had a leg break. Now he's had this injury. It's incredible, and it's an incredible sport, and these stories are like the essence of life, and you've got to take the things out of these stories that you see and apply them to yourself. And it shows that life isn't this simple process of work hard, get what you want. This dream, this fantasy, that you can achieve anything that you ever wanted. That perfect life that you would tell a kid, yes, you can do anything you ever want. I do believe you can do anything you ever wanted to do, but I don't think it's as simple as you think. I think if there are some things for some people that are almost impossible, but almost impossible, and it's going to take you to sacrifice everything, to dedicate everything for your full life to get it. And that's the tricky thing. Is that what you want? And most people don't want that. And sometimes you shouldn't do that. Sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze. But you can, it's a lesson that you can achieve your dreams. But it's not going to go smoothly. It's not going to go how you think. The reason dreams are so hard to achieve is because they're so hard, to get, because everyone doesn't get them. There are people in life who are going to go through life who aren't going to live the perfect life that they want, that aren't going to achieve the things that they want, that aren't going to do the things that they should do, that aren't going to sacrifice, that don't actually want the dreams. I wonder if most people who dream for things, they always get it and then they go, it's not what I thought it would be. And it's because it takes much more sacrifice. You have a capacity of dreaming. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I understand to achieve my dream is going to be hard. To get what I want is going to be difficult. and then times it by 10, and you can't even fathom how hard it's going to be, how long it's going to take, what you're going to have to do. And it's such a big thing. And that's what life's about. Life is so big that you can't think of it like that. It's just right now, what is the next thing that you have to do? That's what McGregor has to do. What's the next thing we do? Can we work out, like he broke his leg, he could do pull-ups? Is there any way he can get back in that gym? What does he have to do to get back in that gym? Does he have to come out the pool again and take these drugs that heal him? Or does he have to, can he not do that? Does he have to go a different way? And does he have to do other things to get him where he needs to be? But what is the next step? I mean, he's in the best position. He's the best person to be in this position. The tools that he's got, because he's got the money, he's got the fame. He can almost get anyone he wants to come in and sort him out. So in a sense, this is one of the hardest moments for him in his life. But in respects, it should be easy for him for what he's got. Surely if you come back after a leg break and all the chaos that's happened and he's come back to ground himself and be balanced, from an outside perspective, it's a piece of piss for him to get over this. Sure, it's a disappointment. Sure, it's a setback. But it's only a small little hurdle in the perspective of things. And I can't wait for him to come back. I can't wait for this story. And he's going to come back and probably lose. And that's going to be another part of the story. If that's what he wants, if he wants legacy, all this is irrelevant and a farce if it's just coming back for money. But, you know, they're reporting that he's earned 30 million from this. And he's got all his other businesses and he's got all the previous money. It doesn't seem like money is the reason. Because surely money, the motivation for money won't get you to recover from a leg break. Won't get you back after this injury. So we'll see. And I'm excited to see, and I can't wait to see. I mean, he got me into the UFC. He got most of us, not most of us, he got a lot of people into the UFC. And this is where it's a beautiful story that even when he comes back and when he doesn't win, it's still a beautiful story. And if he keeps on going, that win, his next win, no matter who it is, will be juicier than any of the previous wins. And imagine if he gets triple champ. If he gets triple champ, that will be unbelievable. And that's why I didn't put the bet on, because there is that little bit of doubt. If there is someone who can do it, it is probably him that can get past everything that he's got past. I don't know if I've just convinced myself of all this story, so it's not disappointing of what you've just experienced. But we're all waiting in anticipation for him to speak out. His first tweet, everyone was jumping on it, right? That's how big he is. There's so much anticipation now for his next interview, to hear what he's got to say, for the next announcement, how long is it going to be, what is the actual injury, what can we all expect? Even the haters got this anticipation because it's a beautiful story. But yeah, peace.